Welcome to Review Rewind, the show where a couple of friends watch movies of old and aim to figure out if the reviewers were spot on or a little off. I'm Mike.
And I'm Tristan.
And this week, we're talking about Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop.
I was waiting.
I decided to take that a little bit longer.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Tristan.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Tristan. I got a question for you.
Okay, ask me.
What's your bright spot?
I recently, I feel like I haven't been watching a lot of shows that I enjoy recently.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it's been a while. And so recently I was like, I'm gonna watch some of the shows that I enjoy. So I've been going back, watching some good stuff, like watched an episode of 30 Rock recently because I missed that show. But also got a free subscription to Apple TV, and there's some really good shows on there that I had been waiting to get caught up on. So catching up on those, and it's just sometimes it's nice to just be like, let me watch good media for a while. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I haven't done that much, and it's really hit and miss with the movies that we watch. So
yeah. Did you watch Ted Lasso?
I've seen all of Ted Lasso. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I've been watching Shrinking recently.
How's that?
It's a bit of an emotional roller coaster, but it's really fun watching Harrison Ford be a grumpy old man. So him being himself.
Did you see his commencement speech?
No.
Look it up. It's really good.
I'll take a look.
It makes you realize, like, oh, he is a grumpy old man, but it's also a facade.
Yeah, it definitely is. This is a show. There's some things recently that I've seen him in that I feel like he just kind of looks like he's doing it because it's like the job and he's going to do it. This is the first thing I've seen him in a while that he looks like he's actually enjoying what he's doing.
Right. So
that's always been fun. And apparently they made some Indiana Jones references this season.
Yeah.
And he didn't get it. Like, he didn't know that they were Indiana Jones references. And he himself comes into the room singing the Indiana Jones theme song. And then later in an interview, he's like, yeah, it was just a song that came to my mind and it seemed familiar. So I just started humming it. And they're like, you didn't realize that you were singing your own song.
That's kind of baller.
Right? Pretty great. How about you, Mike?
I have a preemptive bright spot.
Mm-hmm.
There's two things I'm looking forward to. One is I'm taking my oldest kid to Universal Studios on Saturday.
Oh, cool.
For the Fan Fest. Because they have like a Sailor Moon exhibit thing, or like I don't know exactly what it is, but it's just going to be me and her. Mm-hmm. And I think it'll be fun. They also they have a One Piece thing. Instead of Waterworld, it's One Piece.
Oh, cool.
That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow we scored food passes, so we get to have like
nice,
cool theme park food.
Yeah.
Like the rich people do.
Like those rich folks. I have a tiff with Knott's Berry Farms.
Okay.
Recently they had I went there. It's been a long time since I've been there, but they had their boysenberry.
Oh, sorry.
And they you can get the food card for like all their boysenberry themed foods and blah 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 blah. Most of them I could not taste the boysenberry, and I was very disappointed.
Wow.
Yeah, there was one that was like a pretzel with boysenberry like butter, blah blah blah, and it was just a pretzel with purple butter.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good pretzel, but it wasn't anything special.
Right. They have I love that these are getting longer. They have a boysenberry beer that I was shocked. One was good, and two was I was like, oh, I can really taste the boysenberry.
It's weird. They have some things that are like, this is an excellent use of boysenberry in this thing, and then there's other ones where it's like, you gotta try a little bit harder on that one, folks.
Right. The other thing. Hold on. Is this the thing? No. I'm trying to find it. But you were talking about the boysenberry, and I was like, there's too many things that boysenberry's in, and there's a Mitch Hedberg joke. I think he's talking about apples, and he's like, there's cran apple, there's this apple and this apple. Find your own identity, apple. You're in too many things. And every time something like Oreos, I'm always like, find your identity, Oreos. I don't think that's what he says, but he's the one I think of whenever I see that. Anyway, the second thing that's my bright spot that I'm excited about is I really, really, really want to watch Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard good things. And then moreover, what's his name? Carl Urban. Yeah, he said that he like snuck in a bunch of Lord of the Ring references.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and at first it was just kind of like whatever, and then no one was telling him not to, so he just kept doing it, and I'm like, I can't wait. That's wait. Fun. That's so much fun.
Yeah.
Anyway. Our intro is just going to be like a fifth of the show from now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Beverly Hills Cop, directed by Martin Brest. With the one E, like, is that right?
I think that's how you would say that.
Screenplay by Daniel Petrie Jr. Story by Danilo Bach and Daniel Petrie Jr. Produced by Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. I said that kind of like Nick Cage. I just realized. I was like, I didn't mean to. And I was like, that actually works. Starring Eddie Murphy. That's it.
That's it.
We'll give a little more credit. Also has Judge Reinhold, John Aston, Lisa Eilbacher, Ronnie Cox, Steve Burkoff. And that's real. There's a lot of small parts that are played by people who become like decently famous after this. But as far as starring goes, I think that. Oh, and Jonathan Banks. That's worth saying. I guess we'll talk about him later. Cinematography, Bruce Surtees. Edited by Billy Weber and Arthur Coburn. Music by. Is that right?
Is that one name or is that two names?
I think it's two. I just forgot to put the comma.
Because Billy Weber, Arthur Coburn is quite the name. But I think it's two names.
Billy Weber, Arthur Coburn.
Yeah, it's two people.
Okay.
Confirmed.
His name is actually two. Music by Harold Faltermeyer. Production companies. Paramount Pictures. Don Simpson. Jerry Bruckheimer Films. Eddie Murphy Productions. Distributed by Paramount Pictures. Release date in Los Angeles, December 1st, 1984. Throughout the U.S., December 5th, 1984. It's a Christmas movie.
Yay.
Running time, 105 minutes. Budget, $13 million. Grossed in the U.S., $235 million. Opening weekend, it made its budget back and then some, $15 million.
Nice.
And gross worldwide, $316 million. So, certified success.
Recap! Rewind!
Axel Foley, a young detective who is rough around the edges, finds himself in hot water after pursuing an undercover operation that was not sanctioned. On the same night he gets reprimanded, he finds his friend Mikey in his apartment. Mikey reveals that he has been released from prison for a little while and has been living in Beverly Hills as a security guard for one of his old acquaintances, Jenny Summers. Mikey shows Axel a pile of German bonds worth thousands of dollars. Axel tries to move on and avoid the revelation, and so they go out. They enjoy a night out, and as they're returning to Axel's apartment, Axel gets knocked out, and Mikey is interrogated by two men. It is revealed that the boss knows that he took the bonds, and the men beat Mikey and kill him. Axel, distraught, tries to investigate, but he is sidelined by his captain immediately. Foley decides to go to Beverly Hills to investigate his friend's death under the guise of being on vacation. Upon arriving, he finds Jenny, who gives him the 411 on her and Mikey's employer, Victor Maitland. Axel goes to Maitland's office and tries to ask questions, but is literally thrown out of the building, through a window, in fact. Axel gets arrested and meets Sergeant Taggart and Detective Billy Rosewood. Axel shows himself to be a thorn, but earns some respect from the by-the-books cops. Axel gets bailed out by Jenny, who takes him to his hotel room. He notices that he's being followed and plays a prank which creates distance between him and the cops. Jenny takes Axel to a warehouse of Maitland's where he finds loads of coffee grounds and more bonds. The coffee grounds are usually used by smugglers. They leave, and he goes to meet the two cops and apologizes and tricks them into going to a strip joint. They prevent a robbery, and Axel and the cops get in trouble. The two cops are sidelined, and two more douchier cops are assigned to follow Axel. Axel ditches them and confronts Maitland at a country club where Axel beats up Maitland's right-hand man, and Axel, again, gets arrested. The Beverly Hills chief tells Billy to take Axel to the end of town, but before he could, Axel convinces Billy to search a warehouse with him and Jenny, and they find cocaine, but Jenny is kidnapped, and the goons try to kill Axel. Billy intervenes, saving Axel, but they need to go save Jenny. So Billy calls Taggart and gets him to send investigators to the warehouse and go to Maitland's house. A gunfight erupts, but Axel makes his way into the mansion. Backup arrives, and Taggart and Billy get a hold of the situation. Axel is shot in the arm by Maitland and holds the gun to Jenny's head. The chief comes in at the right time, and Jenny punches Maitland in the gut and moves out of the way while the chief and Axel shoot Maitland. Everyone feels good, and the chief vouches for Axel. Axel makes his way to Detroit on everyone's apparent good side. Wait. This is a story about an objectively bad cop making more cops more bad, all while, quote, solving a case that if the perps had not been killed, probably would have been thrown out of the court immediately, but Eddie Murphy is funny.
Recap!
I always love when these types of movies are like, we got to play by the books, and then they do something that like would not hold up in court, and they're still like, we were successful and we did it, and it's all going to be okay.
I mean, the lesson at the end of it was, Chief Baloney or whatever his name is, had to lie for any of it to work. And yeah, you could say like, well, they got the bad guy. And I mean, to some extent, sure. But I'm pretty sure if they would have done a modicum of actual investigation, they might have actually gotten to the same point.
We should make a movie where the first one ends in this kind of way, where it's like everything went fine, and then the next movie is them being like, hey, everything that we did in the first movie actually does not hold up in court, and now we have to deal with the aftermath of that.
Well, the thing is, they could do charges like post-mortem, and then they're like, nah, he's dead.
Doesn't matter,
it's fine. It'll be okay.
I guess they'd have to not kill the people in the first one, so then that way in the second one, anyway, I'm making up movies that don't exist. You know what I think about this movie?
What, Tristan? What do you think about this movie?
Not enough Crazy Frog.
There's no Crazy Frog.
Exactly.
Sadly.
Also, slightly just enough to make you think of Crazy Frog.
You know what? I didn't think of Crazy Frog at all until you said that. I had another reference in mind. But God damn it, Tristan. Fuck you, dude.
You're telling me that
I was not thinking about it, but
that you can hear Axel F and not.
What's going on?
Ding, ding. Crazy. Ding, ding. Bam, bam. Ding, 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 ding.
this is officially a Crazy Frog podcast. To the young listeners, again, you guys got to stop listening to this podcast. It is inappropriate.
What are you doing here?
That was a song that came out in 2003. Did not benefit quite yet from the internet in the way that you would assume. But they made like a weird 3D video that shockingly the graphics aren't that bad. The animation
That bad for that time, yeah.
I mean, for 2003, it's kind of shocking because it was some BS project. It wasn't Pixar, for goodness sake.
Yeah, it was just.
And then YouTube came out in 2005.
Yeah.
And so when this video got on YouTube, good Lord, could not get away from it. But yes, I did. This was the millennial teenagers' Baby Shark.
It really was.
Because this is what we were going with. It was. Oh,
we had stuff like this and the hamster dance.
Oh man,
which was just the Robin Hood and Little John song from Oodalolly from the Robin Hood animated movie.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's.
Was it done by the same people? Is Crazy Frog and and Hamster Dance that connected?
I don't know. I don't even know. Let's see. Crazy Frog was made by Wolfgang Boss, who is a DJ.
Let's find out.
No, they did Popcorn.
Yeah.
Remember
Okay.
Popcorn? And then they did Jingle Bells / Can't Touch This. Jesus.
What are we doing?
And then We Are the Champions. Ding a Dang Dong. And then Last Christmas. This guy really
Oh my
took.
gosh. Did you know
This guy took a lot of big swings, man.
Crazy Frog was on a label?
Yeah, Sony.
It says Universal and Warner.
Oh, that's crazy. All right. Anyway, so we made our Crazy Frog presents Crazy Hits. What's on here? Axel F. Popcorn. By Latino. Don't You Want Me? Dirty Frog. Magic Melody. Pump Up the Jam. In the 80s, Pinocchio. What was the song you said?
The Hamster Dance.
Oh, no. I don't know. Okay. This is a crazy side tangent.
What was the reference that you were thinking of?
I'll tell you when we talk about the music.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, Tristan,
Yeah.
gag aside, what did you think? Had you ever seen this film before?
No, this was my first time.
This was also my first time.
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar with the like the GIFs and the memes of like him doing the thumb or the like okay.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I think I've seen like 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like it's always the same 5 minutes on like TNT or something.
Uh-huh.
You know, one of those channels.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen it all the way through, start to finish.
Yeah.
Had no idea what the premise was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what did you think of the film overall?
Yeah, I think I expected it to be I don't know what I expected it to be. I
know what I expected it to be. I'll say it if you feel like you don't want to be rude or something.
Go ahead.
I expected this movie to be a lot funnier.
Uh-huh.
This movie is not as funny as I hoped it would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To me, I knew that it wasn't like it's not like Beverly Hills Ninja or like that kind
it's
of
not
thing.
It's not like Naked Gun.
Comedy. I knew it was going to be a little bit that it was going to be more on the serious side. For some reason, I thought it was like more rated R than it actually is.
Yeah. I mean, there's like a half nude stripper, which I guess there's no way to not make it rated R at that point.
Right.
I guess on your point, I expected a lot more fucks.
Uh-huh.
I was shocked. I was honestly shocked.
Like if it wasn't for that scene, or if they had filmed that scene differently, it would have been PG-13.
Honestly, yeah, because the cursing, except for maybe
like 3 before it.
Yeah, but I think even with that, some of the cursing, except for one or two, it's very tame.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't think it was particularly. Yeah, I didn't think it was that R-rated.
Wow. Apparently, it's more severe than I thought it was. On IMDb, you can look at the like parents' guide and stuff. Apparently, it has 60 uses. which I don't remember hearing it that much, but apparently it was there.
They say fuck 60 times.
Yeah.
Did we see a different cut?
Apparently.
I don't remember
there's a lot
that.
of like in the background kind of stuff. But I don't remember here. I thought I heard it like maybe 5.
Even liberally, I thought maybe 10.
Yeah.
But apparently that is way off.
Huh.
Anyway.
All right.
So we both kind of felt it was going to be a little more R-rated.
Mm-hmm.
I thought overall it was done decently well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, decently well. Blah, blah, blah.
It's very cookie cutter for this style of movie, though.
You know what? I didn't know if I had an issue with that. It was very predictable.
Uh-huh.
Like painfully so at some points.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, maybe it's because we've watched so many movies and this is, 40 years after this film came out. So a lot has happened. We've really immersed ourselves in the genre. But even so, there were so many times where something was about to happen. I'm like, oh, this is going to happen.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I'm curious, like, how long had the trope existed before this one? And you could also argue that in some ways it is a bit of adapting the Western trope of person from out of town comes into town to exact justice or whatever. And it's not exactly the same, but it does have that stranger comes into town kind of thing.
I don't know.
So
I do think that actually is pretty on point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I do feel like a lot of cop movies that are of this genre are in a lot of ways just Westerns.
Yeah. Yeah.
He literally came west.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That works pretty well.
It also was like Rush Hour felt like it took a lot from this movie.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of movies took a lot from this.
Uh-huh.
I think this is just finally our opportunity to see it kind of semi-root of some of those tropes.
Mm-hmm.
And really see how much everyone else has borrowed from it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's get into it. So Martin Brest is the director. Had he done anything prior?
Hot dogs for Guggen.
Oh yeah. Hot Tomorrow, Going in Style. He directed a Hot Dogs for Guggen Saturday Night Live thing. So then he did Beverly Hills Cop, Midnight Run, Scent of a Woman, Hooah!
Ooh-ah.
Meet Joe Black, and then Giggly.
I've never known how to pronounce this movie. Jiggly?
Jigglypuff.
The one with Affleck and J-Lo.
I wonder if that like Giggly. I wonder if that kind of derailed his career. Because he had Beverly Hills Cop,
Uh-huh.
which a success. He had Midnight Run, which it has pretty positive reviews. Scent of a Woman, pretty positive reviews. Meet Joe Black, positive. And then just the worst movie.
Uh-huh.
And then he does nothing.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Wow, Scent of a Woman has like a crazy cast. Al Pacino, Chris O'Donnell, James Rebhorn, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Bradley Whitford, and others. Briella Anwar.
I was checking to see if there's anything on like what happened to him, but it seems like he just disappeared.
Yeah, I guess he just retired. Anywho, not a huge resume, but I mean, has good work behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a very competent director.
Yeah.
Oh, I always wanted to watch that.
What?
Midnight Run is Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin.
Mm-hmm.
And Charles Grodin is like he's really, really funny, but he's a very like subdued comedian.
Yeah.
Oh man, now I want to watch that. Anyway. Excuse me.
Nice.
So I thought he did a good job. But it seems to be the thing with all films we watch in this decade. Quintessentially 80s. Even with just like the pacing.
Yeah.
Something about it. It's just very like you watch it and immediately it's an 80s film.
There's something about that time where they really enjoyed driving.
Yeah.
They're like, hey,
and
watch this car drive.
I got to give them credit. A lot of the in-car frames were done really well.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of surprised by that. There was a point where they were driving in the car and I was really looking close going, okay, are they actually driving through Beverly Hills? Because it looks like it. I don't know if they actually were, but they did a really good job with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how much I need to say it, but I thought he did a pretty good job outside of my qualms about just 80s vibe. And what I mean by that is there is a pacing that is seen in every 80s film. And I think it's the framing of shots that they frame it in a way that only captures so much. So visually they have to show two perspectives on it, which stretches time. And in that stretch of time, it stretches your suspension of disbelief. Case in point, there was there was no time where I actively felt like the good guys were in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Even though some of the practical effects with the gunfire was really close to them and it was really good.
Right.
At no point did I ever feel as though any of them were in danger.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a good movie really attempts to trick the mind into believing there is actual danger.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think this movie did that.
Mm-mm.
So, and that is an 80s thing. I don't think that that's just this movie. I think that a lot of 80s action films suffer from this.
Mm-hmm.
So one shot, for instance, is Axel is moving through the mansion. He turns to what looks like, like the wood poles in a staircase.
Yeah.
There's like a door that's built like that. And then on the other side of the door is Maitland, like, I don't know, 10 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a shotgun. And Axel walks almost past the opening, turns, makes eye contact with Maitland. Maitland shoots, and then Axel jumps out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a director's choice. That's, the editor is at the whim of the director at that point. And I think that timeline of events just slows it down so much to the point where you're like, oh, well, that was pointless.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how in film we have come to a point where it's like the brain, the audience can fill in things and we don't have to show everything.
Right, which that's and maybe that's why it's like quintessentially 80s, because it's like they didn't know that then.
Mm-hmm.
They were, I would have to assume the directors and the writers and everything, they were watching the great films of the 60s and 70s and were going off of those techniques. And just at that point, it just doesn't seem like anyone saw it and went, oh, I think we can get a little more believability if we do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like it stayed that way for the whole decade.
For a very long time. I'm also curious how much of that was runtime padding. Like, I don't think it's a lot of that, but also like, hey, a feature film needs to be about this long. Let's make it a little bit longer, but we don't have enough story to like.
Interesting.
I'm curious if back then, I mean, obviously there's still scenes that got cut and deleted scenes, all that sort of stuff. But I'm curious how much of back then it was, hey, we don't have enough. Let's try to stretch it a little bit. Versus now where it's like, hey, we have a 4-hour movie that needs to be 2 hours long.
All right. I wonder, because God, I wish we could talk to directors. I wish we had that notoriety. Because that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
There is a particular editing timing that was very present in 80s films, particularly 80s action films.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good question. Was it done? And I have doubts about it simply because they were filming on film.
Mm-hmm.
So there's limitations to that. You really had to be very intentional. So the idea that there was an intentionality behind it, feels like it would cost a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Like now they can film so much because
and I think
digital. Let's just keep going.
I think that's why we have such long movies and media and everything, is because with digital, you could just keep going.
Mm.
It's like, oh, we filled our memory card. Go get the other one.
Yeah. This is a very interesting thing because we watch movies like this and even older ones, but we're like, hey, the pacing is slow. There's not as much being told in the story. Like if this story was being told today, a lot more would be happening.
Right.
And in this one, it's like, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But in modern movies, there's a lot more happening. But in modern television, it's slowing down almost to this kind of pace. But like back in the early 2000s, TV shows were like everything was happening. Today's full season was happening in 1 or 2 episodes of a TV show back then. So it's interesting to see how like there's a pacing shift in, because I would say that there are things that come out today that have similar pacing to this, but it's because they are able to tell that story in like 4 episodes instead of an hour. And
what's like an example, if you can think of one,
of like a slowly paced
like modern
thing. So again, that's more TV shows, but like what was one that I was watching recently? I feel like everything. Of course, I'm blanking on all the names of the shows that I would want to talk about right now. Okay, so we talked about this before of like Alias back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Like everything happened in 45 minutes, and it was like, what just happened? So many things happened. And then if you watch like what's that one takes, why can't I think of the name of a show?
I don't know. I think when we talked about this last, I brought up Blacklist because there was there was like a 4 episode span that was happening, and it was like, hey guys, let's cut the fat off, you know.
There just shows. Of course I can't.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
But there's shows where it's like, hey, we're a single day can take.
It's a single day.
Yeah,
it takes 24 hours.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Great example.
I only have just the slightest pushback because the pacing issues with this film isn't story. The pacing is like visual effects.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. It's just more.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we have a modern.
Yeah, it's not a 1-to-1 in the sense of like we're getting a lot of fluff in whatever.
Right. I do think shows are slowing down. You can even go back to it, like, I mean, conceptually, like Sherlock. There's 3 episodes, but each episode is an hour and a half film. But you can kind of combine them to a point. And now you have, you know, what is it? A 4.5 hour film. Told in that kind of way.
Yeah.
The Brits, man.
The Brits.
Yeah, but otherwise, like, I thought it was well done. There's some stuff that's a little hokey, and I don't know if that's writing or directing, but yeah, speaking of writing, let's look at Petrie.
Daniel and Danilo.
Okay, and I got Petrie. Oh, okay. So Beverly Hills Cop was his first. Then The Big Easy, Beverly Hills Cop 2, it just says based on characters. He did Shoot to Kill, Turner, and Hooch. Toy Soldiers, not the cool late 90s one, but the early 90s one. And In the Army Now. Jesus. These guys really have an ability to make really successful films and then just do an absolute dog shit one. And then everything else was characters based on or just like a TV show or something.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot to Kill. Who is that? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Sidney Poitier. That's French, so I can never say it. Sidney Poitier. Huh?
Poitier.
Poitier. Okay. Tom Berenger, Chrissy Alley, Clancy Brown.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm looking at Petrie, so that's not right. What did Danilo?
Danilo did Beverly Hills Cop, April Fool's Day, uncredited writer for Someone to Watch Over Me, characters for Beverly Hills, Escape Clause, a TV movie, 14 Hours, a TV movie. That's it. This guy has not done really anything.
No. They're one hit. I'm gonna go back to Petrie because In the Army Now, man. Had you ever seen that?
No.
When I was a kid, I was. He directed it.
Oh, really?
Apparently.
This guy looks familiar.
I know. I
don't know why.
I don't know why either. But when I was a kid, one of my favorite actors was Pauly Shore, which totally makes sense because he has the comedic charm that would really, really entice a 7-year-old.
Uh-huh.
I used to rent In the Army Now all the time. And then we had Son-in-Law, Biodome. I think I had all his films. Oh, wow. This has a crazy cast too, as far as like comedy is concerned. All right, moving on. Don't need to stick on that.
I'm really confused as to how. Oh, no. Never mind. Figured it out.
Okay. So, with the writing, like you said, a little cookie cutter.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much of particularly Eddie Murphy's lines were improv.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny. And I wonder if this was Eddie's twist on it. The most racially questionable jokes were from Eddie Murphy to other black people. Because even when Maitland's right-hand man is trying to be like like threateningly racist. He says, what's up, cuz? And it was like, I know you're trying to be racist, but like it's a little light. I don't know if he's gonna. I'm sure back then it was still the case, but even so, it's a little like, all right, is he gonna get that? Is he gonna get that you're trying to be racist? But I'm sure it was there. But like, you know, Eddie Murphy was the one that would go up to another black person and advance stereotypes. And so I'm just curious if that was written in, because if it was written in, then it's bad. But if it was just him kind of doing improv, it has a different context. So then yeah.
This is an interesting thing that I just see. Like, obviously this is the IMDb trivia, so like take that with a grain of salt. But it says shooting script was pasted together from several scripts written for the project over the years. And when they got stuck, Eddie Murphy would just improvise dialogue and create a scene.
Oh man, that makes so much sense. Because one of the things I was going to say was, you know, dialogue, little rough, concept, a little cookie cutter, overall plot is as surface as it can be.
Yeah.
And now knowing that, it's like, oh, it was on the surface because everyone's like, oh, fuck. We need to film a scene right now.
Yeah, and I mean, we can talk about this more when we get to the characters more, but it did feel like some of the writing was very childish.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's part of what makes
it was sophomoric.
Yeah, it makes it feel, I think that's part of what makes it feel like it's not as R-rated as it is because it feels like it's this weird mix of, like, this movie very easily could have been a, not family friendly, but like a more approachable, like, watch it at home with the kids kind of movie. Right. Like, it was right on the edge there. But it's because of the type of characters that they wrote and the way that they wrote, like, the progression of the story. Yeah. And then it makes sense that, like, oh, we know that we want to get from here to here. How do we get there? And then Eddie Murphy was like, I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
And there's probably a lot of scenes, if we go back, there's probably a lot of cutting that happens that was like, oh, that was great. Okay, now, like, you two respond to what he just said.
Right. Right.
So.
Well, yeah. And. Like, some of maybe unpopular belief, but like something about Eddie Murphy is that sometimes his comedy isn't necessarily funny, but it's the entertainment is in how uncomfortable it makes you feel. Going back to the strip club scene where he spends, I don't know, like 45 seconds just talking about erections. And I don't know, maybe I'm just the wrong demographic, but it's like none of that was funny, but the joke in itself is making the two guys feel as uncomfortable as possible. And that brings its own tension and flavor to the scene. But, like, maybe it's just me, it's not particularly funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that eliminates its ability to be in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's still appropriate for the movie as far as, like, his game is to make them feel uncomfortable. His game is to screw with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so saying those kind of things does exactly what he's aiming to do.
Right.
So maybe it's not that crazy. I don't know. I get what you're saying. Like, there are definitely scenes, particularly within the dialogue, that's a bit sophomoric and not completely thought out.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were setups to jokes that never had a punchline, or the punchline was lame.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I'm thinking of is when they're hiding from gunfire, Billy and Taggart, and Billy's reloading the gun. He's like, this reminds me of that Sundance Kid movie, when they blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then Taggart responds with, "I'm gonna get you back for this." And I was like, the better joke would have been him saying that all giddy and excited. It's like, Billy, they died.
Yeah. Like
that's the joke. That's the setup for that joke.
Uh-huh.
And so they set up the joke and then nothing came about.
Yeah. Like there's a good joke there that they just
It's a really good joke for the situation. You have him talking about this movie, very giddy, very excited. Oh, this reminds me of this. When this happens and this happened, and Taggart, there could have been like gunfire, and then Taggart's like, Billy, they died. Shut up.
Isn't that the movie that doesn't that movie end that it actually like fades out, and so we don't know?
Yeah, but they're dead
if they die or not, and so they could have even been like, they die. It's like, you don't know that.
Yeah,
like, that
exactly.
Yeah.
Billy, they died. It fades to black. You don't know.
Yeah. That would have been a great joke. That would have been a
really good joke. This movie does have a lot of that, though. There's a lot of moments of that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of homophobia, where the butt of the joke is just that someone is a bit flamboyant or appears gay, which it's like, that's not necessarily funny. You have to set it up. So Damon Wayans and what's his name? Bronson Pincott. They both play characters who are effeminate, and I assume they're trying to what?
That was Damon Wayans.
Yeah, the banana guy.
Yeah.
Did you not know that?
I didn't realize it. No.
Another group of actors that I was obsessed with when I was a kid. The Wayans brothers.
Man,
he was so young. He was
super young.
He was a twig. Yeah, Damon Wayans, Banana Man. He's even credited as such.
And it's crazy how much his son looks like him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's maybe the internet heard me talking because it's the first photo. Yeah, that's absolutely. It's weird because he has hair. I think, if I'm not mistaken, once he's on In Living Color, he's already shaving his head. I think so. Damon Wayans, Major Payne was one of my favorite movies for like a long time. What was the other film that he did? Well, I loved In Living Color. I watched In Living Color more than I had watched Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
Up until in 1998, we got cable upgraded, and so we got like Cartoon Network and Comedy Central and all of that, and then Comedy Central syndicated Saturday Night Live, Conan O'Brien, and that's when I started really seeing all of that. In Living Color was on Fox, I want to say. It was on basic cable.
Right.
And so it was something I absolutely could watch.
Uh-huh.
And I did. And I loved it.
This is scary because I just wrote what channel was, and the very first thing that came up was In Living Color on. I think Google is listening to me.
I think it is too, and I think it's, in fact, like told us it was going to.
And the answer is Fox.
Yeah. Okay. So I was watching that anyway. Slight side tangent, but Damon Wayans plays an effeminate man. Bronson Pinchot is either playing an eclectic European or an effeminate man. I don't know if they're distinguishing the two.
Sometimes they got those,
but he plays Serge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the butt of the joke is that they're effeminate. Now, those jokes maybe would have worked if they set it up, which would have been Mikey going, hey, man, these people in Beverly Hills are weird. It's a whole other world. You know, we needed to have it instilled that Beverly Hills is, we just think it's schwanky. We just think it's rich people. And there's very little otherwise to make us feel what his opinion of Beverly Hills is. But it should have been instilled. Everyone in this fucking city is either rich or weird. Or different. Different from their understanding of normal.
Feels like that was playing off of a stereotype that society was aware of, but that like didn't explain it in the movie.
Right. There wasn't enough exposition to make you understand that was the perspective that the world in the movie was taking. It could be like commentary on it, but then he's reacting how the production director, whoever, wants the audience to react to it. But we have no context for him, so it doesn't even really make that much sense to why he's reacting that way.
Right.
When he gets out there and he sees the guys, one, dressed up in his own outfits. Did you catch that joke? Okay. And, he's laughing about it. That only works if you know that he wore those outfits for his stand-up. If you don't know that, you're just looking at him like, oh, why is he laughing at those Leathermen?
Yeah.
And I know that that's a small thing, but I think that that's a small example of kind of that whole perspective. And so this film has had a lot of I think misses in that.
Mm-hmm.
Missed opportunity to set up a joke or to really build the infrastructure for later jokes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Delirious was 83.
Yeah, 83, and then Raw was 87.
Okay, so that was after. So he was doing it based off the one. Anyway. So yeah. I think within writing scope, I think we kind of agree on where we're at with it.
Yeah. And it's interesting because like when you just like surface level, you don't necessarily think right away about that, but then yeah, it's like no, you missed a lot. Like,
yeah, it
feels like things were started and unfinished, or like some of the things just kind of glued together because they needed to get to the next part.
right.
But I would say that compared to some movies that are like that, at least it doesn't feel super disconnected. Like the jokes don't land.
Yeah.
But scene to scene feels pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. It deserves that credit. I think it's fair to say that they skated by on the seam of their pants, or whatever the saying is.
Mm-hmm.
But they did it. You know what I mean? Like they got to the end.
Yeah.
Where some people crash.
Yeah.
And then their pants fall.
Yeah.
They were able to hold it up. You could see it starting to sag, but they could hold it up, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, how can I beat this horse just a little further? Arthur Coburn and Billy Weber as editors. I don't know. It was edited like an 80s film. Cinematography, it looked like an 80s film.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's much to say.
Nah. I mean, I think we've already said whatever
Like we're gonna say.
Some of the shots of like the in the car shots were like done well.
I will say like overall production, some of the gun work, some of the bullet work was actually really good. And then some of it was rough. So there was a little inconsistency within the like the practical effects. That's a nitpicking thing, but just something I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on the visuals?
I know this is silly, but it's just the thing of like
hit me.
People, the bad guys are really bad shots.
They're
like,
really bad shots.
Why is your warning shot to shoot the ground? like that doesn't even look like they were aiming at them. It was just kind of like a
I think that goes into the idea that
it never felt like they were in danger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's on them. You know, like that's it is what it is, but I also think that that's true of a lot of 80s action films where the pacing and the editing really lightens the intensity of the action, which is detrimental to the action.
Mm-hmm.
Like I compare this to like Double Dragon, where a lot of the action is stuff's happening, bullets are flying, things are blowing up, whatever it is, but ultimately, no one's ever really in danger, and you don't believe it. It's not like, and now technology had a lot to do with it, but when Chris Evans as Captain America is holding on to that helicopter and like pulling it in, you fucking believe it. Like you know, you're like, God damn, Chris Evans is strong.
Yeah.
Not just you go, oh man, that man is holding a helicopter.
Yeah.
Your belief is suspended. This movie had a lot of moments where the suspension lowered a little bit. It touched the ground, just a touch, you know. Alrighty. Harold Faltermeyer did the music, probably, at least for a long time, one of the most recognizable movie themes. Certainly the most recognizable synthesized movie themes. I'm going to try to fast forward it a little because there's a section I want to find. No. It's so fun. Took full advantage of synthesizers. Okay, this is the part I wanted to get to. All right. Hold on. Wait for it. This part. Okay. When I was talking about, I was thinking of a reference. I was thinking of one of my favorite movies of all time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. And this is in the beginning of the film. It's one of the fight scenes. I may have found it, I may have not, but so it's not exactly the same, but this guy like took a lot of the beats.
It feels, yeah.
There's a point where it goes dun 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 dun, and it's like the same thing as that little bridge section, and that's all I thought of. And I was like, oh my gosh, did they rip it off? It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close.
Close, yeah.
So that's why when I watched this movie, I was like, did this guy steal it from Ninja? No, he couldn't have. He couldn't have. It was after. The Ninja Turtles stole it. Those bastards.
Yeah, because that was 91.
Yeah. I don't know if the first one had that. I don't think it did. The first one had some really funny music. I feel like those films are worth going back to because they were anomalies within themselves.
They are something, huh?
Like the first one is kind of really gritty, and all the parents were like, why'd you make a movie so dark? And then the second one's like, let's overcorrect.
Yeah.
And then the third one was like, hey, you guys want to take a lot of ayahuasca and just write a movie?
Let's do something weird. He was the composer for all three, actually.
Was he really the composer, or was it just kind of based off his music?
Oh, no. Sorry. Harold was not. The guy that was the composer did the same.
For the Ninja Turtles?
the John Duprez was the same composer for all 3 Ninja Turtles movies.
Sacrez-vous, Jean Duprez?
Is that how you?
I don't know. I just want to be an ass.
Prez.
I don't know how Z work. Like, I don't know what region that is.
John Duprez. Oh, he did UHF too. That's fun.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not talking about him. We're talking about Harold. Harold.
It worked.
It worked.
It was all essentially the same song.
Yeah.
There was some variation, but it was all the same song.
I mean, you were just like fast forwarding it through it. It just feels like he made one really long song.
Well, that video I have, so it's the video and it's the suite.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is all the music, but it's only 15 minutes long.
But it really did feel like, hey, he did the song this way, and then he did the song this way.
And
then he did the song this way, and then we're just gonna like.
It's the old Pirates of the Caribbean. All right. This feels like video game music.
It really does.
Man, just turn it into 8-bit. It'd rock.
For sure.
Oh, this is the same song, just faster. Okay, one of the things that's funny is I think they're virtually all in the same key. So I think he just was like, I like playing in this key, and then just did it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel like he composed for a whole movie. He was just like, I'm gonna make one song, and
just
then like
one really long
and
song.
then do some, like do between them. And also curious that they didn't use it for the title sequence.
Yeah. It was weird that it took a long time to finally hear. It wasn't until... Was he driving up to the police station?
Yeah, it was...
Like, the opening sequence is like 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
And they play The Heat Is On, which is...
Okay, I will say... all the licensed music except for the one at the strip joint sucked. But the one at the strip joint was so goddamn applicable that I couldn't, like, regardless of what I felt about the song, I was like, it's appropriate.
They did it right.
They did it right. They chose the right song. I can't. What am I to complain about?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Moving on.
Okay. Just a Harold also did Top Gun.
Fuck. Did you ever see that guy on social media where he like play the piano and he's doing like a really good job, and then just at whatever random break he'd be like bum bum da 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 bum bum da 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 ba da 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 bum ba da da bum ba da 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 da. Fuck.
No.
Look it up. It's funny. I don't know how to find it. I feel like saying the piano fucker or whatever would be. I don't
want to look that one up. I don't want to do that.
Or the piano fuck guy just feels there's no way to search it well.
No.
All right. What a weird detour. All right. Eddie Murphy plays Axel Foley. Axel Foley is an objective bad cop. Like, he's objectively a bad cop.
Mm-hmm.
He is corrupt as can be. He goes by his own rules. Nothing he does could ever be used in court.
Mm-hmm.
The only way they get away with it is because they murdered everyone. Now, With that said, were the bad guys bad guys? Abso-fucking-lutely. But there's a lot of things they said, particularly Axel, that made you go, how many people have these guys framed?
Uh-huh.
And it's funny because they had the other two cops. Foster and McCabe. Is that who they were?
I think so.
Is Art Kimbrough? Is that the other detective?
I don't know. His picture is a goat.
His picture's a goat. I don't know. But we're supposed to look at those detectives and be like, man, look at those fucking douchebags.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I mean, those guys have egos, but according to what's happening in this movie, they are not any way worse than all of you.
Yeah.
And ultimately, Lieutenant Bogomil, is supposed to be this up and up guy, and eventually succumbs to the peer pressure and ends up being just as corrupt as Axel. And it is immediately, is this propaganda? Is this pro cop, or is this actually like crazy cop satire?
Yeah, because it like when he gets there, there's like hey, we do things by the book here, and like, do you want to file a complaint? Do you want to blah 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 blah? Like they're doing things by the book, and then it's like, what if we corrupt them all just a little bit?
Well, and the funny part was the street cops. There's almost this little bit of like, oh, they're doing this because he's black. But then you can't really say that if Axel is doing like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he does is a gut feeling.
Yeah.
So when he gets arrested and he goes, "What charges?"
Mm-hmm.
and they tell him they're bullshit charges, he has no leg to stand on.
Mm-hmm.
His leg to stand on is, hey, understand the law. Don't just work so hard to break it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it feels like he's actively trying to break the law.
Yeah, and it's weird because they present him as this guy who's like, he's going to kind of like do things his own way. And then I think they try to play it as if because he's always right. And then he meets his friend Mikey and he's like, hey, I'm a cop, man. I can't do that. And so now he's playing like, hey,
He's playing
I
coy,
can't.
yeah.
And the whole movie is him breaking the rules.
Yeah.
So like, what's the narrative here?
Yeah, and I think the annoying part is, what are we supposed to get from that? Because ultimately, he seemed like a crooked cop, and then the whole time he's just doing crooked things. But we're supposed to look at his buddy who just got out of prison as the like bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I mean, he stole the bonds, but ultimately he was trying to clean up. It's just happenstance, like he's a victim of circumstance that he ended up with like a crooked company. That wasn't his fault. He wasn't trying to.
Yeah, it kind of, it feels like they should have treated the relationship between him and Mikey different. Where even if he was like, yo, man, I'm a cop now, but also like him kind of be like, okay, we'll do it just like like I'll help you take care of this. Because that seems more up like what he would do. But for him to, I don't know. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. I thought Eddie Murphy did a good job. He just seems to be playing Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though if Eddie Murphy wasn't a giant success and just a very handsome young lad,
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't get away laughing like that. Because it's rough, man. It's a rough laugh. Let's see though. So 1984. That's the wrong number. He was 23 when he made this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a good 25 years where Eddie Murphy was just 30.
Uh-huh.
Because there's no way in fucking hell that he's 23 in this movie.
Yeah.
But alas, he is 23 in this film. How? I have 23-year-olds working for me. And there's no way I would look at them and go, yeah, that guy has 3 kids.
That's crazy.
That's wild. I mean, maybe, I don't know. There's something about him. He just looks older. I'm looking at like actual screenshots from the film. And yeah, he looks young, but I would have guessed like 28, 29. I would have said like verge of 30.
Yeah.
And then throughout the 90s, he's in his 30s.
Right.
And then in the 2000s, he's in his 40s. And I'm still like, that guy's 32.
Yeah. He got to a certain age and then just froze there for a while.
Yeah, he's just a naturally ageless man. So good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him. He's, nope. He is 65, and seeing him in some photos and interviews and stuff, I still don't believe it. Like he looks, he's now turned 40.
Mm-hmm.
And he has like grandchildren.
Yeah.
He acted well. It just Axel Foley as a character was a little rough.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he didn't have that like corrupt stuff, they could have made him a character that was like doing it his own way, or like skating on the line.
Mm-hmm.
But there were points where he was saying stuff where it was basically like, yeah, I make up shit all the time kind of thing, or I drink on the job or whatever it is. Like there's so much that just doesn't make sense as far as what they're trying to do as a film production, as a story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they needed to make him more of that character who's like, the reason why he does things his own way is because like the bureaucracy of it all like prevents him from doing his job well or something. Like if they made it seem like he's a good guy who's trying to do the best that he can, but the system, like he has to work around the system because the system is flawed. But that's not in this scenario. They say the system is right and he's wrong.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while they're like, well, there's also problems in the system.
Right.
So it's like What story
that's
are we trying to tell
tertiary
here?
to what his whole thing is. I mean, they almost could not have said it, and it would be the same story. Like, we'd still have the same problems. Them pointing out, oh, there's issues in the system doesn't help the story.
Mm-hmm.
If they had started it that way, so if they had come across where maybe in Detroit there was corruption that he had to work around,
Mm-hmm.
where he was like, I don't want to do this, but from where I come from, this is the only way we can get things done.
Mm-hmm.
And if maybe Billy and Taggart, if their B story had been, hey, I know that Lieutenant Bogomil took us off the case. What if we just look into some of this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And then they look at like the paperwork, because they could have looked at the docking stuff, even if it was questionable how they did it, but they could have done it and actually gathered evidence. All the evidence that they get is like, there's no way to prove that it was probable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they couldn't at all. All of it would have been tossed out.
Yeah.
Create some probable cause. Like, there's a way to do that ethically that would have worked within the story, and Axel still could have done his thing, but you would have had like Billy and Taggart getting the reward while sticking to their morals.
Yeah, it, like if they were really the heroes, and Axel was doing everything, but they were the ones who were like, "Hey, we're gonna do this the right way. Like, we're gonna help them, but we're gonna do it the right way." Like, that's almost a better story, because because
then Axel would have had his own lesson of, he gets his vengeance, but he also realizes that he has a long way to go to become a good detective.
Yeah, he can learn from them.
Yeah.
And they can be like, hey, like, this is how things are done elsewhere, but like, how can we work together, kind of thing.
Right.
But instead, the moral that we get is like, hey, everybody should just, lie a little bit.
Yeah. Just, turn the other way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't know. And there's a way to tell a story of like a corrupt cop, but he can't be the hero. I think.
Yeah.
And there's a way to tell, like what we just discussed, where, Axel is rough around the edges and Rosewood and Taggart help him while still holding on to their morale and their dignity, because they kind of lose their dignity in doing so.
Mm-hmm.
There was also one other thing I had about it. Shit. And it's gone. Nope, I don't got it. So let's just kind of move on. Judge Reinhold as Detective Billy Rosewood. I actually think he would have been so much better if he had stuck to his guns with Axel.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I like his character. I like the naiveness of him. Look, you were talking about his picture being really close up. Look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his eyes.
Yeah, no, he's a little asymmetrical.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
Not just on him, just on anyone. Has that always been there?
I don't know.
I'm saying this very rudely. I apologize. He's seems like a very nice guy, and he's a great actor. He did a good job in this film. He just played the same character if he was a detective from the Santa Claus. It's the same guy.
Uh-huh.
Like a overly nice. Oh my God. So he's in a National Lampoon's holiday reunion film.
Mm-hmm.
And the who's the crazy guy in the vacation films?
Chevy Chase?
No. I mean, he's a racist, but the crazy one.
Oh,
Quaid.
Quaid. Dennis Quaid.
Is it Dennis?
No,
Quaid?
Randy Quaid. Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid's brother.
Okay.
Crazy brother.
Randy Quaid's equivalent, Bryan Cranston.
Oh.
A weird pull, but I bet you it works.
Hey, the answer to your question of has his
Oh yeah, it's always been
so
like that.
mean. Yes, it's looked like that.
So the thing that I am pulling out is that his right eye is significantly higher than his left eye. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Yeah, I'm looking at something from Fast Times, and yep, I just never noticed that before. But they got his main photo on IMDb is like a straight on shot, so it is very apparent
and very close up. Yeah,
yeah.
Faces are weird.
Glasses must be hard. What would you say?
I said faces.
Faces.
I don't know. I said faces are weird.
John Astin plays Taggart. He plays like the stone cold straight guy, like believable. I don't know. He did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Taggart was what Foley kind of was supposed to be. I think what they were trying to do, and what I mean by that is he was understandably like a good cop.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least how the film perceives it as such. And Axel kind of pulls his threads a little and he punches him, which is something that really goes against that ideal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like those are the things you kind of want to see, or at least like makes everything kind of make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he did a good job though.
Yeah. So earlier when I was saying like some of the characters felt the way that they were written felt childish. The scene where Billy is the young cop, so he's obviously like he's got that young blood kind of feel to him.
Yeah.
There is the moment where they're like Axel picks the lock to get into the property.
Mm-hmm.
And Billy's like, I'm going to go in there. I have to go in. And Taggart's like, don't do it. It felt like two kids arguing of like, I got to go do this so that I can like prove myself. And then the other kid was like, come on, man. You can't do it. Don't do it. And he's like, I'm doing it. And then he's like, hold on. And like, it just felt like, it didn't feel like two adults having a conversation on the morality of their job. It was two kids being like, should I jump the fence?
Right.
And then we have a scene of them literally trying to jump on, like lift each other onto a thing.
Yeah.
And it's a very like comedy coded situation, but like we haven't seen these two.
Look at that guy be fat.
We haven't seen these two guys be bumbling idiots.
Yeah.
And so like why all of a sudden are we having a Three Stooges moment?
Yeah.
It felt off.
It was just they saw the wall and they're like, I bet you this would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a stupid laugh. Like it's there just to be like, look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think furthering that thought on that particular conversation of that scene, that scene bugged the shit out of me because Billy's like, I gotta go. And in my head, I'm screaming, why?
Yeah.
Why? What is your motivation?
Yeah.
You have not defined that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If it was him being like, there's an innocent woman in there and I have to save her. Like, okay. But he doesn't give that reason. He just goes, I have to go.
You know what would have worked is if it would have made everything make sense. So he's staking out the warehouse while Axel and Jenny are inside.
Mm-hmm.
He sees Jenny getting put in the car. He does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he would have stepped out of the car, said, police, freeze, and they drive away and he shoots and he misses, then he could have been like, she's in there because of me.
Mm-hmm.
She's in there because I couldn't do the job. I have to go help her. This is my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got some reasonable argument for it.
Yeah.
And it would make the scene where he shoots the one shooter like a really good shot and he's like shocked by it. That would make that scene make more sense too.
Because if he messed up before. And
right.
Yeah.
You would have connected the dots and it would have just been just a slight alteration of the scene. And I guess the problem is when you're trying to cookie cutter this all together, the big picture sometimes is hard to see. And then when you're on the cutting room floor, you're like, well, fuck, we got to just put it together.
Mm-hmm.
So don't make movies like that, guys. For you trying to make a movie.
Yeah.
Maybe not like that.
Don't do it that way. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
That's okay. But they did fine. They acted well.
Mm-hmm.
Their characters left some to be desired, but all in all, not bad acting. One of my favorite characters, Jenny Summers. I thought Jenny was probably the best character. So Lisa Eilbacher. The reason I like Jenny is because she doesn't seem to take shit from anyone.
Mm-hmm.
She is her own person. She is very successful on her own. She doesn't need anyone. She always is working to be, to really place herself in the situation to do good.
Mm-hmm.
Her being kidnapped, as much as it is the cookie cutter of damsel in distress, Axel was in the same boat. They just didn't move him. So that's where I'm kind of like, I don't know. But, they're looking at each other for the first time in a long time, and he makes a joke of like, oh, you really filled out, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Which is one of those where it's like she could take the punches and she can punch right back. Where, oh, I've seen your car. I'm driving. And he's like, oh, that's cold.
Yeah.
That's cold. I really liked her. I thought she did a good job of all the characters that felt most well-rounded and consistent, it was her.
And it felt like the purpose of her like existed where there were some characters like, what's the point of you? But like for her is like, no, it makes sense. She is the in for Axel.
Right.
She is a friend.
Right.
And so like there's that connection there. And so like it all made sense. And she also being on the side of like, no, there's no way that this guy could like be bad, and then be like, okay, maybe he is bad. And like,
yeah, but then, you know, she's connecting the dots herself. Like he goes in to see her at work. Victor goes to see her at work, and she's immediately like, this guy fucking did it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she had reservations, but when Victor confronts her, it's apparent, I have to check this out. Maybe this guy did kill Mikey, and if he did, we need to make sure that he.
I need to know. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like it's for her, not necessarily for Axel. Which then, you know, she's her own person. Her autonomy is hers. And I like that. I like how that's done.
Yeah. No, I agree. She's probably the best character.
Yeah, honestly. A lot of side characters, not necessarily worth talking about, but want to talk about. Steven Berkoff, who plays Victor Maitland. Man, he plays a good villain. As much as I want to bitch about Axel being corrupt and everything, Victor's a fucking villain. Like the whole time, I'm like, this guy needs to pay. Yeah, this guy sucks. I hate this guy. He killed Mickey. Mikey. He killed Mikey.
Mikey.
Mikey. But he did a really good job. He's just like kind of a creepy guy. And creepy does it well. I will say he's kind of creepy, but then maybe it was the dialogue's fault. In the moments when he's trying to be intimidating, I was just like, this guy is not intimidating. I think it's the dialogue. The one line that made me go, this guy truly is awful, and believably awful, was when he was holding the gun to Jenny's head, and he's like, careful, Axel, you might hit me. And I was like, I've never heard a villain say that. Yeah. That's kind of a good line.
Yeah. Yeah. That's he's my brain just short circuited. I don't know what I was gonna say.
It's okay. But he has a right-hand man, Jonathan Banks, aka Mike from Breaking Bad. Which it took me a while to recognize who he was.
Yeah, it wasn't until like later, almost the end of the movie, where I was like, "Wait, that's." But yeah, he looked familiar at the beginning, but I couldn't figure out why, and then that's when it was.
I don't know when it clicked. It just clicked. I've never watched Breaking Bad, but I've seen clips of his character doing stuff, and so like I recognize him, but the movie was going, and I'm like, man, that guy looks really familiar. And then I think it was when he gets thrown over the table and he's just like staring, like disillusioned at everyone, going like, I can't believe this happened. It suddenly was like, oh, that's the Breaking Bad guy. That's the Breaking Bad guy. He has hair.
Yeah, him with hair. I was like, what? One thing that I thought was interesting about his character was they had the significant moment of when when Axel and Jenny get caught, and then he's like, "Oh, I should have hit you," or no, it was the other guy that said I should have hit you harder in the head. But he says something about like killing Mikey.
No, he said I should have killed you in Detroit like I did to Mikey.
That's right. And then the other guy says something about like hitting him in the head. And so there's this moment where like Axel's like, "Oh, you're the guy," and then he kills him later. and it feels like it didn't get the justified like revenge moment that much.
It was disconnected, wasn't it?
It felt like that should have been more like, yeah, he's taking down Victor, but he's really out for
Zach
and the other guy. But like they just kind of, it happens and he takes a moment to look at him and then he gets shot in the arm and it's like, I don't know. It was a little underwhelming for that end.
Considering that Axel is supposed to be filled with quips and he says nothing in a very one-liner kind of moment.
He should, this feels like the type of movie where he should have said something.
He should have, and there was nothing, and that's why it felt really off. It should have been he gets a one-liner in, and then he gets shot in the arm, like a little too big for his britches kind of moment, you know?
Yeah, like if he somehow turned the line back to that guy of like, oh, I should have killed you when I had the chance. Oh, I did, and then like gets shot in the arm or something.
Should have killed you back in Detroit. Well, did it now.
Yeah.
There's lots of character actors and people who end up being kind of big. Paul Reiser's in this. Jonathan Banks, of course. Damon Wayans, but their characters are so small, I don't know if they're worth talking about. Was there anyone else? Yeah, I don't think there were any like actual cameos or anything like that. So Bronson Pincott, I just want to talk to him about him for a second because he was on a show in the 90s. He's been in a lot of things, but hold on, let me see if I can find the show.
This was really early in his career.
Yeah. And he ends up being in the next Beverly Hills Cop 2 as well. Well, yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I had a moment. He's in 3. I don't know if he's in 2, actually. I may have just said that. Beverly Hills Cop. No, he does not return for 2, but he's in 3.
Oh, is that why he's familiar? He's in Perfect Strangers.
That's the show.
It was in the 80s.
80s. Oh, okay. Really?
86 to 93.
Okay. God dang. Where is it? I'm not finding it. Is this the one I'm thinking of? Oh, yeah, because he was part of the, like, TGIF lineup. Yeah, Perfect Strangers. The high-strung and cynical man's life is never the same when a naive but good-natured cousin comes to America to live with him. He plays Balky, I believe the character's name. And he finds out he has a kid. And they're like trying to figure stuff out. I think it's in this show. It may have been a different show. No, it may have been a different one. God damn it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he's in a show and he finds out he has a kid. And the kid is like, wee wee. And he goes, oh my God, she's so smart. She's already speaking French. And that is like, just like in my head all the time. I'm always thinking about it because I think it's one of the dumbest lines, but somehow one of the funniest lines. Anyway, I've wasted everyone's life. Any quotes?
There was something that Judge Reinhold did, but I can't remember what it was. That I was like, oh, that was funny. I'm going to talk about that, and then here I am.
When they're in the stakeout, and he's like talking to him, trying to give hints of, look, man, I think you're unhealthy.
Yeah,
but he's like, wow, it says here that by the time the average American is 50, he's got 5 pounds of undigested red meat in his bowels. Why are you telling me this? What makes you think I'm interested in that at all? Well, you eat a lot of red meat.
Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking.
It's just very funny that he is trying to be nice, but
being like, hey, man.
But he's also being an absolute asshole. And I think that's why I like it. It's so like counter. I did like I see you look at this piece. I'm going to do an accent because he didn't do a real accent anyway. He's like, yeah, I was wondering how much does something like this, what's something like this went for? He's like, $150,000. It's like, get the fuck out of here. No, I cannot. I'm serious. Like when he said, no, I cannot, I laughed because I was just like, I love when people take like expletives literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I did like, police, you're all under arrest. And then he gets shot at and he's like, you do that again, I'll shoot you myself. But they needed more of that. That joke would be funnier if there was more setup. It's just kind of random.
Yeah. And then like when he finally says it at the end, it's like,
oh, that was the setup. I do like Jenny saying, oh, I remember you used to drive that crappy blue Chevy Nova. What are you driving now? The same crappy blue Chevy Nova. Oi. Salut.
Thanks. Snuck up on me.
I did like the Donnie, run up and tell Miss Summers that Mr. Ahmed Foley is here to see. It's like, no, Axel Foley. Axel. Achnel? Axel. Foley is here to see her. He's an old acquaintance. That one just caught me off guard. Because I was like, man, if someone didn't have an American accent, how would Axel be? That'd be kind of hard to say. That is kind of a hard thing to say. Oh, what's this man doing here? Bleeding, sir. I did like that. Any else?
Nah.
All right. Now it's time for the review rewind. I'm not going to say. This movie is liked. Sort of. Let me see. Metacritic has a 66 favorable. But this was the weird part. It only had 12 reviews, one of which is a much more recent review. Everything else appears to be close to when it first came out. So I skipped the very first one because it was just a website. Maybe it did it for the 40th anniversary or something. So this was the most positive review at the time the film came out.
This is really strange to me that this is the Christian Science Monitor.
Yeah, I know.
Feels like the type of publication that would not like this movie.
You know what? It's the science part.
and they gave it an 83.
Yeah. The Christian is there, but that science part just means they love smut. They're just really into it. I didn't say the rest. So Rotten Tomatoes 83%, Rotten Tomato audience 82%. So this is one of the very few times that the audience and the reviewers were in tandem.
Mm-hmm.
IMDb 7.4. So moderately to very positive from kind of all parties.
Mm-hmm.
So go for it.
Yeah. Christian Science Monitor gave it an 83. Beverly Hills Cop is an action movie in an Eddie Murphy vehicle first, but Brest's dramatic intelligence surfaces often enough to make a welcome difference in what could have been an ordinary crowd pleaser.
What?
Does it?
Dramatic intelligence?
Does it surface?
I don't
think it does.
Eddie Murphy has this thing that he does. He got a lot better, but when he was younger, he has like funny Eddie and then serious Eddie. And you can actually see it, like the switch in his brain.
Uh-huh.
And it's really obvious. And this movie had a lot of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm just going back and looking at Brest movies before this. He only directed 2 other movies before this.
I think what they're trying to say is that this movie was advertised as a comedy, but they're trying to say that the director had the intelligence to create functioning dramatic scenes, not his past dramatic work shines. Yeah. You get what I mean? I don't think they're saying that. Anywho, The New Yorker gave it a 30. The whole picture is edited and scored as if it were a Lollapalooza of laughs. And with Murphy busting his side, gawking in self-congratulation, and the camera jammed into his tonsils. Damned if the audience doesn't whoop and carry on as if, yes, this is a wow of comedy. I think this person's racist. I think this person like bona fide hates Eddie Murphy.
Uh-huh.
Because I didn't get that.
What? Yeah.
I don't even think there was a scene where I was like, wow, that is a deep close-up of his mouth.
No. I'm curious about like watching this movie at this time. Were people like laughing that much?
I'd hope not. I guess I would hope not, because it's not, like you said, I said it wasn't that funny. I expected it to be more funny.
Uh-huh.
But you all said it doesn't seem like the movie that is supposed to be like tons of laugh out loud funny. And I agree with you. What theater did this person watch this in?
And why is he so racist?
I know. Crammed into his tonsils. Feels like he's just saying Eddie Murphy has a big mouth.
It's an uncomfortable phrase.
Yeah. Anyway, the New Yorker person really hated this movie.
And somehow the Christian Scientists loved it.
and they're both extremes that I don't agree with.
I don't know.
So with that said, Tristan,
all right.
what do you give the film?
I'm not going to overthink this one, and I'm just going to see how it lands with you. C-.
Yep.
Okay.
100%.
Let's go.
100%. That's the exact grade I was giving it. And I say it with all due respect I think of its time, this movie was right. This movie was the right movie of its time.
Uh-huh.
But so much has happened that this is not an evergreen movie.
Right.
This is not a movie that is going to withstand the test of time.
Right.
And that's okay. I think it was functionally really good at its time.
Mm-hmm.
There are some movies that a lot of the cinephiles will say, this is the greatest movie of all time. And it's like, if you have to try so fucking hard to go, okay, what were people thinking in 1938?
Uh-huh.
Now watch the movie. If you have to do that, then it is not the greatest film of all time. I think you can say it is the greatest film of its generation. It's the greatest film of its decade. It's the greatest film of the first half of cinema.
Uh-huh.
Because remember, objectively, mass consumption cinema, we are at like 100 years. Because everyone can talk about, oh, we had silence films before this, blah, blah, blah. It was not as prominent as maybe we like to think it was. There were not theaters in every city. It was not. For a lack of a better term, it was not viral. Around the 20s, more cities, more eyes started to get on films. They were able to watch them. Probably 40s, because more people were getting information by going to the cinema than just like radio at home. There were more people watching films. So the phenomenon of cinema in the grand scope of history, in the grand scope of media, is still relatively infant. Even though technology has skyrocketed and we've done so many different things, it is still kind of in its maybe toddler form. But if you think of literature, you know, the printing press was one of the biggest achievements to make literature global or expansive. But there was still writing that was seeping through the zeitgeist, even with a very spread out and disconnected world. Goodness gracious, Shakespeare is still used for a reason. And I think that a lot of movie buffs are a little extra in what they think is like the best ever. All of that being said, I think this movie was the right movie for the 80s. I don't necessarily think too much is like, this is not aged poorly in the same way that like Rush Hour has.
Yeah.
There's stuff that's questionable, but I'm even willing to say like back then I would have been like, are we sure about that, guys?
Yeah.
But what?
Yeah. I was going to say, I can see why this one got a sequel.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see why it was successful in its time.
Mm-hmm.
To have an action comedy where a young up and coming black man is the main character and he's not technically any kind of stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Worth watching, worth going to the theater, worth putting in the money for it.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like one of the best comedies, one of the best films, no, I don't think so. I don't think it has to be. I think it just had to be good in its time. It was a fun watch. I might watch it again, but I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably the most important part, is that you enjoy it.
Yeah. Honestly, it's good enough that I want to watch the other ones. Like I would watch.
Yeah, I think it did well enough. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if I would watch the newest one.
I'm kind of curious about it, but like
I'm curious, but I'm so fucking nervous. Those are always miss for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of people say they're hit and miss. They're always miss. I never am really stoked on.
Yeah, when they bring him back after years.
Yeah, I liked some of the stuff with Star Wars because they brought in new characters and kind of did. These movies are still like the bad boy movies, or even Fast and Furious. And like, I was talking to Krista. Krista loves the Fast and Furious movies, and I was like, because Vin Diesel signed on to produce a Fast and Furious TV show.
Okay.
And I was like, oh man, let the deer bleed out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you shoot it in its head, man. You gotta cut this, because this is too much.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point where the suspension of disbelief is so forced and untenable to sustain.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 7 was the last time you could be like, all right, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it could happen.
Yeah.
And then 8, 9, and 10 came out, and it was like, you had a car racing a fucking submarine? What are you talking about, man? You had a car doing George of the Jungle, like on a vine. I don't know, man. It's too no. Anyway, I know. Beside the point. It's a fun movie. Maybe go check it out. Tristan.
Hey.
Thanks for watching this movie with me.
Thanks.
Thanks for thanking me. Audience. Yeah. Don't watch it with kids.
Nope.
But it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
We will be here hopefully on time next week. But until then, remember, review those rewinds, and we'll see you next time.